In this video, we are going to talk about spiritual, mental, and emotional hygiene. These might be terms you've heard before if you've been in the self-help, self-development world for a while. It's just something that I want to clarify. And if you haven't heard of mental, emotional, or spiritual hygiene before, then great. I'm so glad you're here because you can learn about it here. So, to give a good comparison, growing up we learn about brushing our teeth, we learn about taking a shower and scrubbing our body, we learn about exercise, eating fruits and vegetables, drinking enough water. All of those things are for our physical hygiene, our physical health. What I don't believe mainstream public schools talk about, because I attended one and I never learned it in there, is the mental, emotional, spiritual hygiene and nutrition that needs to take place on a daily basis in order to maintain normal homeostasis, in order to maintain a feeling that we can wake up in the morning and we are not the word is escaping me, but we're not dreading. It's a way to make it easier to wake up and not dread the day, but rather wake up and feel refreshed, truly refreshed, because you can be taking care of yourself in all the physical ways, but if mentally and emotionally you are not you're not having any hygienic practices and no nutritious practices, then you still will wake up not feeling refreshed the next day. And here's why. Emotionally, mentally, spiritually, every day there are things that go into us that, one, we may not be aware of. If you're an empath, you are taking on other people's emotions. Even if you don't think of yourself as empathetic, human beings by nature, emotions flow through us, even if they are not ours. Let's say we're tuned to the frequency of aggravation and someone at the store is aggravated, then we're like a tuning fork and we are going to allow that frequency into us. So throughout the day, other people's emotions, the world's energy frequency, the frequency of our phones, the frequency for Wi-Fi, all of these different things are flowing through our energy body. And so our emotions are going to get shaken up by these things going through our energy body. And our thoughts will start reflecting what we feel energetically. So at the end of the day, one of the things that is important to do is to clear that energy from your body. Pardon, I had to clear something. Is to clear that energy from your body. And that is the first practice of the mental, emotional, spiritual hygiene. In one way you can clear it that's very simple, I would think of it as like a starting way, is at the end of the day, when you know that you're not going to be interacting with anybody else, except for maybe your spouse, animals, kids, things like that. But when you're not going to be going out anymore, you can take a feather or something sacred to you that's light like a feather, or just your hands, and wipe away, legitimately wipe away the energy that has maybe clung to you, not maybe, but has clung to you throughout the day. So you're intentionally taking a minute, 2 minutes to go over your entire body and intentionally saying in your mind or out loud, I clear the energy from my system that no longer serves me. You might, as you're going over your body, over different parts you might feel something. Like when I just went over my stomach and did that, I felt a tightness. And so I might wipe that a little bit more and say it a little extra in my stomach. Your solar plexus is where energy enters your body. So your stomach and your groin area, you probably will feel a sensation as you go over it, as you're intentionally wiping that energy away, clearing it. And so clear those parts more. Make sure to do the bottoms of your feet, above your head, everywhere. So that is one way that you can practice hygiene. Another one is everybody scrolls. It's just, it's the way of the world these days. Everybody has one app that, I shouldn't say everybody, but it just feels like everybody's not a good term, but majority has something they scroll through. And so mentally, that is more than our brain is designed to take on. We are not meant to take on the knowledge of 50 to 100 people's lives within minutes. That's just too much for us to process, truly. So since we can't really process all of that, our mind is just throwing things to the side, doing what it can to absorb as much as it can and figure out what's important and what's not. So this is a mental hygiene thing that you can do. Delete all of your scrolling apps at a certain time at night. Delete them from your phone. I would say 2 hours before bed. And if that's just not doable, start with half an hour. Then go up to an hour and keep increasing like that. But ultimately, letting our mind calm down and not have the information of anybody else's life or any other moment in time except for the present moment, a little bit before we're going to rest our heads, that is mental hygiene. That is something that will allow our mind to truly rest when we go to sleep. Another thing that is spiritual hygiene is gratitude. Everybody talks about gratitude, I know, but it's because it's that important. It's important enough that everybody's talking about it. Gratitude is, in my opinion, from my practices, the number one way to fill your spiritual cup and to help you better regulate your emotions. The frequency of gratitude is so full and so abundant that it's like it dissolves anything that comes to it that doesn't serve that frequency of love and gratitude. So starting your day and ending your day on a note of gratitude. I just read something today, so I'll use that. When you first touch your feet to the ground off of your bed in the morning, think of 5 things that you are grateful for. As you're walking to the bathroom in the morning, think of 5 things. I am grateful to have clean water to drink. I am grateful that when I flip the switch in my house, light comes on. I am grateful that I can go in the other room and hug a human being that loves me and I love him. I am grateful that I am me. I am alive right now and able to be myself. I am grateful that I can make food and nourish my hunger at any moment I choose. Pretty much. There it is, 5 things. So you wake up, 5 things you're grateful for, and then before you go to sleep, just as you lay your head down, think of 5 people you are grateful for in your life. Could be people you know online, could be an actor in a movie or a TV show, it could be friends and family. Think of 5 people that you are grateful for before you fall asleep. Gratitude will, again, it'll fill that spiritual cup. Gratitude is a way of praying, even if you don't believe in God. If you understand that you are connected to a source, that source is the frequency of gratitude. And so when we are grateful, and again, I said everybody talks about gratitude, there's another layer to this that will end on this note when I'm done. Gratitude, we can say, like when I'm naming off those things, I'm grateful I can turn on the light. I can say, I'm grateful that I can turn on the lights, and I don't feel anything. But when I imagine the darkest room, and I really need to find something in there, and I can turn on the light, the relief of seeing everything and being able to find what I needed in that room, I feel the gratitude. Oh, there it is. Thank God I can turn on the light and see it. Feel into the gratitude. Now, don't hold yourself to a certain standard, okay? When we're starting these habits, these hygienic habits, it's not going to be perfect. In fact, it's not going to be perfect no matter how long you do it. So if one day you go to the bathroom and you're like, oh, I thought of the 5 things I'm grateful for, but all I did was think about them. Okay. In that moment, maybe feel one of them. Feel it all the way through. I just wanted to include that saying what you're grateful for, it's a beautiful first step. It's beautiful, and I'm so grateful to you if you do that, when you do that. Also, feeling is what's really going to fill that spiritual cup. Our energy body, our spirit, it understands feeling. It understands feeling. Now, if you just say it, you'll still benefit because our mind, it understands words. So even if you just say it, you don't feel it. Like I was saying, you're still going to get something from it. All right. That is all for today. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you have the most wonderful day after watching this. And let's take 3 deep breaths and be all done. Hold at the top. Breathe in. Hold at the top. Breathe in. Hold at the top. Thank you.